Interesting outfit. I like it.
Oh, thanks.
Seconds. Okay. Well, good afternoon, everybody, and thanks for tuning in to another edition of Behind the Mic, as we do every week with some local artists and get to talk to them, hear some great music. And we do it from the beautiful studios here at MusicTown, which is in Hockeytown on downtown Detroit, right next to our Lift Lounge here. So amazing space here that we love bringing in artists. This week, my special guest is Sara Marie Barron. Hi, Sara.
Hi, Pam.
Sara or Sara Marie? I just want to...
I go by Sara Marie Barron.
Okay, all right. Just wanted, when I call...
you can call me Sara.
Sara, okay. How much I need to get out there and I make sure. Well, welcome. Thank you for coming into our studios today. And the gang, we've got Dave and
Vasala.
Mario and Will.
Hey.
Cool. Is this the band generally when you're out performing, or do you have...
Yes.
Well,
Well,
okay.
these are the core group. Always play with these guys, and then we also sometimes will have a full horn section. So and a bass player, yeah.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah. So sometimes there's like up to seven of us on stage. So this is a smaller group.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Well, welcome to all of you. Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, just listening to, of course I heard stuff from being online and everything, but hearing you live in the sound check was like, ooh, nice. Very nice.
Thank
That
you.
voice is smooth. And you basically, you do have training, classical training, so I could kind of hear that coming through a little bit, just the sound check. So is that what you were gearing to do? Was that the path you were on, is classical music? Or did I mean, you took the training for it, so...
Yeah. I would say when I was younger, that was something I was really interested in. So I was classically trained in a conservatory up until I was like 14 years old.
Okay.
And so I sang more of art songs and folk songs and arias and stuff. And then I also began writing my own songs at that age, and I kind of realized that was something that I wanted to focus on more. But it definitely laid a foundation for just like how to sing and breathing and where to sing from and everything. So I'm like really grateful for that time, and I still love classical music. So
Yeah, I've heard that before. Actually, someone who was trained for opera, Eliza Niels, actually, and she always said that was a beautiful way to learn the correct way, because you could really ruin your voice if you're not singing right, after so many years.
Totally.
So, that you got to protect that.
Yeah.
Do you have insurance on that, by the way?
No, not yet.
Wait, can you? State
I
Farm.
think you can. You can insure your vocal cords, right?
Yes.
That'd be
Oh yeah,
cool.
there's many artists that piano players insure their hands, and I just there you go. Well, you get to a point, it's like, man, if I lose this, I'm done, kind of
Yeah.
thing. I mean, but you have writing; you can always write for other people. I'm not even sure why I'm going there. Never mind. You're great.
The dark Pam.
Thank you.
Woo, okay.
We're spiraling.
I need to switch gears here, quick. No, your voice is amazing. So
Thank you
I was
so
just thinking,
much.
protect that. Oh my gosh.
Lots of tea. Lots of tea.
Oh yeah, it's got the nice warm and the honey and the lemon, all that.
Yeah.
So yeah, we all know the tricks when it comes to helping your voice along. So.
Right.
So you had the classical training, which is kind of cool. Where did you train at? What school?
That was in a suburb of Detroit called Rochester, and
Rochester,
it's called the Rochester Conservatory of Music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not familiar with them, but okay.
Yeah.
There's so many things with music that even every day I'm like, oh, didn't know about that, or this person, or whatever. It's
Yeah,
just
it's kind
crazy.
of like a local family-owned business. So
Oh, okay.
it's cool.
But you did start singing very, very young, so kind of. There was a production that you were in, was it?
Oh yeah, cats.
Cats, okay. At a very young age, so you were a little kitten more than a cat, I think, when you
Yeah.
were like 4 years old or something.
I had two older siblings, so my parents kind of just threw us in the ring, and it was my two older siblings and we were in the chorus, and it was a really small kind of local theater production, and I was too shy, and I started crying, and I ran into the audience to sit with my mom. So I've come a long way.
Yeah. Well, at 4, that is a little daunting, all
Yeah.
these bright lights on you and all these people staring at you. Yeah, I could imagine. Oh, that's sweet. But you were a kitty cat, so.
Yeah.
That's a good way to start. And I love it when I hear parents, kind of helped kids in the arts of some sort, in your case, singing. So I love when parents do that. It's like, don't. You have to expose them. Even if they can't sing, expose them to those kinds of things. So
Right,
kudos to the
absolutely.
parents when they do that. So
Yeah.
were both of your parents singers themselves?
No, my mom actually was/is an accordion player.
Oh.
She's Italian, and so her story about it is like, well, we couldn't afford a piano, so we got an accordion. And we were actually just talking the other day because I'm a part-time vocal piano instructor for
Okay.
little kids.
Oh.
And we are kind of just sharing stories, and she said that she used to give 40-year-old men accordion lessons, and she's like, yeah, I'm sitting there and I didn't really know what I was doing, but so yeah, she's musically inclined that way. And my dad, he's a good singer. I've heard him sing in church, and he does an Elvis impersonation.
Okay.
He's really good at it. Yeah.
You can make some good money if you're a good Elvis impersonator,
Yeah.
from what I understand.
I don't think he ever took it pro, but he definitely could have.
Does he show up? There's I think it's in Ypsilanti, they have an annual Elvis event. I mean, there's hundreds of people dressed as Elvis impersonators. It's pretty crazy, but...
Oh, I should tell him about
yeah.
that.
Yeah, I think they still do it, but it's a big event every year. So
That's so fun.
that would be weird just to be there and to see all these people, but fun.
Yeah.
Well, it's good. I'm glad that your parents helped you to pursue this. And
Yeah, they're
and,
super supportive.
yeah, that always makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
But of course, you've got the pipes.
Yeah.
So, it's not like, a parent is pushing someone and they really don't have the knack
Yeah,
for it. Even though sometimes, and I've heard this before, it's not, sometimes it's not always the talent that is the key, but it's the passion that, will make you become a good artist of some
Yeah.
sort. So,
Yeah.
gotta
Or a
have that
combination of both.
yeah, that's true. And if you have both of them, then you're way ahead of the game.
Yeah.
So, well, tell you what, how about we go right into a song and then we'll talk some more.
Okay.
Sounds good. I'm anxious to hear the whole band together. Then that little snippet I got at the sound check. So, all right, what are you going to start off with?
Awesome. So this song is off of my record I released in August called Sad But True, and it's called Let Me Be Yours.
Okay.
It was one of the first songs I wrote for the album, so I love performing it too.
All right.
Hold me and tell me I'm the only one in your head, my sphere, darling. Fool me, tell me Let me be your Friday night. Let me be your Monday blues. That Tuesday holding you tight. 'Cause boy, you're all I think about. So forget about them other girls. And darling, 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 hey, let me be yours. Let me be yours. Friday night, let me be your Monday blues. That Tuesday holding you tight. Boy, you're all I think about. So forget about them other girls. And darling, 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 hey, let me be yours. Let me be yours.
Nice.
Thank you.
Well, that just mellowed me right out. I slink into my chair here. Oh, that was great. And
Thank
from your
you.
debut, like you said, just came out a few
Yeah.
months ago,
Yeah.
late last year.
Mhm.
We're 19 already.
I know.
Beautiful stuff. So debut. So you've been doing this a while, but this is your very first album.
Yeah.
Kind of holding off.
Yeah. So I've been writing songs since I was younger, around 13 or 14, and I used to kind of go to coffee shops and play my guitar, and but I never really recorded them with a different session musicians. And then I started being more prolific in like early 20s, like 20, 21.
Mm-hmm.
And right about when I moved back to Michigan and to Detroit, which was July 2017, so not that long ago, I was at that point where I was like, okay, I have these songs, like I want to get everything at least recorded for my sake, and
Right.
you know, I wanted to start playing out and everything, so I kind of flipped the switch and got a little more motivated and confident in recording the songs and everything. And then met these guys, and we've been playing a lot of shows, and I'm so lucky to have them. So
Not just your sake, but our sake.
Yeah.
I mean, we need that music down too. So, thank you for that. So, so how did you meet all these guys? I mean,
So I met Mario first. I was living at this artist residency in Northwest Detroit called The Forge.
Okay.
And it's a really great place for emerging artists, and especially where I was at in my career, kind of just like getting all my act together. And we were doing a fundraiser that I was singing at, and Mario was helping be the band director for that. And my friend Anna, who is the founder of The Forge, Anya Bagaina, she introduced Mario and I, and we started playing together, and we actually wrote a song together for that specific show because it was jazz themed.
Okay.
Which song?
It's called Someone. I don't know if you've ever heard it.
That sounds like a Disney song.
It does. It sounds
Truthfully.
like a
Disney jazz.
yeah.
Disney jazz. I think that's a new genre.
Yeah.
They've already got a little somber.
We
It was nice.
trademarked that.
Yeah.
There you go.
So And then, Mario and I kind of just hit it off creatively and as friends and kept working together. And then actually, Will played drums at that show. So we met at the show. Yeah. Right? Yeah, that was like our first time rehearsing was before the show.
Yeah, I got a call like the night before. And like, it was like, hey, can you play for this artist named Sarah? And I was like, yeah, sure. So I learned the music and it was a hit from there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's amazing. I'm not familiar with the Forge, so this is kind of cool. So a lot of artists and everything. That's a nice way, because you have to be around the people that you need to work with and, and learn from and everything. So great. That's great. Where's
it was
this?
An awesome experience.
Here in Detroit area.
Yeah, it's in the Grand Mountain Rosedale neighborhood.
Okay. Interesting.
So a little northwest.
Good to know for other artists that this is a great way to, because you need that connection, that networking. So obviously it worked here.
Yeah, for sure. So then we all started playing together, and then I met Dave. First time I met Dave was when I was recording my album. That's right. Yeah. And Jimmy Dixon, who was the engineer for that, we were kind of pulling together a list of names of people to come in and play on it, and then he knew Dave. So Dave and Garrett Gaina came and played on the record. Yeah. And I didn't know, but Dave and Mario knew each other.
Wayne State.
Yeah,
Shout
so
out.
it's kind of just this magical web
Always aiming higher.
of people. Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah. So you mentioned you moved away and came back. What made you decide to go away? I know, you were in Nashville or?
Yeah, I went to school at Vanderbilt in Nashville. And part of the reason I chose it is because I wanted to be in a city that was good for music. So, and I ran track and cross country there and majored in music and marketing and tried to play at the different open mic venues like Bluebird and everything like that. And then I actually lived in Portland, Oregon for about a year. I was working out there. And then...
Is that a good place for musicians?
Sounds like a no.
I think there's definitely a lot of music there. The reason why I hesitate is because I feel like I wasn't there long enough to experience it, and I wasn't playing my own music when I was there a lot. So, but there's definitely a lot of music out there. And I think a lot of people kind of think of like the Riot Grrrl movement and, it's more indie rock and stuff, but there is like a hip hop, like I've been to hip hop shows and jazz and stuff out there. So I think it is, but I think Detroit's better.
Yeah, so obviously you moved back here. So was there something that you said, this is where I got to be if I'm going to really promote my music and get my music out there? Detroit is the place to be. Is that
was part of it? But honestly, I moved from Portland because I got sick, so I had to come home and stay with my family for a couple months. And then I wasn't sure where I was gonna move next, but I was like, okay, well, I found out about the Forge and started living there, and I didn't. I guess that kind of opened me up to just the possibilities of living in Detroit. And I never really say that I'm from Detroit because I grew up in Lake Warren, which is like an hour away. So I really never knew about Detroit and like all the music there and the beautiful people that live here and everything. So I think that experience made me realize like, oh, like I can, be close to my family and do music. And there's such an amazing pool of talented artists and musicians here. Like it makes sense to live here. Yeah.
That's the truth.
And I think the word is getting out a little more and more every day. It's like, Detroit is really a hub of great music and musicians. Yeah. And the world is taking note, which is kind of cool.
Absolutely.
Which I'm glad we have this MusicTown to bring all these musicians together.
It's awesome.
So, well, cool. Well, I'm glad you're back here. And
me too.
And, got your new album out and got some great musicians to play with you. That makes a big difference.
Absolutely.
You can be a one-person show, but if you have backup and they don't support you like you need to, then makes a difference, I think. So.
Oh yeah, I always say. I mean, these guys are like my rock. Like anytime I've done a solo show, I'm like, oh gosh, But
that is really hard, though. That's hard to do.
Well, as we know, when you were 4 years old and you ran off a stage, and got real, been on the stage by yourself.
I've gotten better with that, but yeah, I mean, this is some of the best musicians in Detroit, so I feel really lucky to be able to play
Is this
with
a collaboration when you're writing, or do you pretty much do all that yourself?
I would definitely say it's a collaboration. I mean, Mario and I have written a lot of songs together, and he's an amazing composer. So sometimes I'll bring a melody to Mario and maybe a couple chords, and then he'll change the chords and the musicality of it, or vice versa. I write all the lyrics, but then it's something when me and Mario make it, but then we bring it to the band, and you know, it's pretty like free form. Everyone just contributes and we go from there. So I would definitely say it's collaborative. Yeah.
Okay. It always helps. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes, good musicians can write a good song, but sometimes that ever little extra different pair of eyes and ears make a song from a song to a hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can bring in a different perspective
Exactly,
on something,
yeah,
then it
yeah.
broadens it. Rather, because like sometimes you can have one narrow view on what you're writing, and you're like, this is like the way I heard it, and this is all I can hear, because you only have your experiences
Yes.
and your knowledge, or whatever, however you want to say that. But then you bring it to the rest of the people with their own life experiences and their own knowledge of music,
tastes.
different tastes
Yeah.
and everything, and then they're like, hey, I was hearing something like this
Yeah.
over this tune. You may have never even thought of it.
And then
Yeah.
it's magical. It's like,
Yeah.
oh.
And it's really cool because I've been a part of a lot of different bands, and there's nothing that frustrates me more than like a tyrannical dictator in a band. Like, as a band leader, like, you're a band leader and you got to say what you want to happen, which is totally cool, and that's how it works. But also, like, if you're going to bring in musicians who are going to give you their art, give you their personal, their soul, basically, then it helps if they have ownership over what they're playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can feel creative.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
and that's what's great about playing with Sarah, is that she kind of gives you that space to, like, hey man, do you, like, here's your space
Nice.
to be creative and do what you feel over this
Yeah.
thing.
You mentioned experiences, which, your debut is titled Sad But True. So from experience, I mean, when you read it, when I see a title like Sad But True, it's like, well, how much of the songs written are sad but
sad.
true?
All of them.
All of them.
I feel
Okay.
I feel like there are. I mean, "Let Me Be Yours" is kind of a happy song, no, but there was a couple. I think it was just. I was kind of getting comments when I was playing live, like, "Oh, a lot of your this song made me cry," or like, "A lot of your songs are really sad," and I thought it was kind of funny because I'm like, in my normal life, I usually try to be pretty upbeat, and so it was kind of just looking back at all these songs I had written and be like, oh, yeah, well, sad but true. Like, life kind of goes on, but a lot of the songs were written from experiences that were really personal and emotional, and like a lot of music is. So
Right.
I felt like that was the best way to kind of sum it all up.
I think a lot of the really great songs are written from experience.
Yeah.
You have to feel that to put it down.
Yeah.
To make a song of it.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what's different about, or maybe not different, but something that I do that's unique about my songwriting style is some people will like go in and be like, okay, I have 8 hours today and I want to write 3 songs and do it that way. But I will have to like feel something and then hear a melody and then go start writing a song instead of, it's harder for me to be like, okay, well, I'm going to write a song today. Like it usually has to come from somewhere for me. So
Makes sense.
yeah.
Makes a lot of sense. And sometimes you probably don't have any thoughts or feelings and nothing, happens, no songwriting.
Yeah.
But then sometimes you could be overwhelmed with some kind of a feeling or just had an experience and all of a sudden you've got 3 songs written.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah,
That's so
that
true.
makes a lot of sense. So, well, how about we hear another one of these songs?
Okay.
Sad but true.
Cool. All
I'm
right.
assuming this is from the debut as well.
This is, yeah, so we can do New York. This song's called New York City, and on the album, it's a little slower and has a really beautiful string arrangement, but we're kind of going to try something different today that I'm excited about. So, yeah, it's called
Okay.
New York City.
Start it out.
Are you still paced or have you settled down? And would you respond if I reached down? 'Cause I'm still so stressed over you. You burn me off like a bad tattoo. And though it almost killed me once, still can't help but think of us when I'm in your city. And I thought I'd let you know Well, that dies to me, 'cause I never let you go. In New York City, where the streets and you are cold, I'm sorry I couldn't come with you, and that our love got old to you. I've changed enough, you wouldn't recognize my darker hair, the circles on my eyes, and my romantic bones are all broken now. Fix them up if I know how, but as much as I don't believe in love, I still can't help but call you up. When I'm in your safety, and I thought I'd let you know, well, that dies to me, 'cause I never let you go. In New York City, where the streets and you are cold, I'm sorry I couldn't come with you, and that our love got old to you. Don't know if I hate you or thank you for leaving. I don't blame you at all, you love me, baby. Yeah, I try, but I can't make you. Now I'm in your city, and I thought I'd let you know, well, that dies to me, 'cause I never let you go. In New York City, where the streets and you are cold, I'm sorry I couldn't come with you, and that our love got old to you.
Very nice. Oh. I'm really going to need a nap when I get out of here.
I love your reaction. You're like, oh. You're like, I gotta wake up after that.
Oh, those are great. Those are great.
Thank you.
Just, this is, when you were singing this song, I mean, they were both amazing songs. And of course, yesterday was the Grammys. And I just had this vision of you on a Grammy stage here. I'm not kidding. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh my God,
yeah.
I have the chills.
No.
Thank you.
No, really. You guys.
Hopefully one day.
Yeah. Is that, do you have something, of course, you're up for, are you going to be up for, I think we don't really have the votes out yet, but Detroit Music Awards are coming up. So have you been part of that yet? You've just got a debut, so I don't know if they're...
Yeah, I've heard of them, but I've never yet been a part of it.
We'll see. We'll see when the voting comes out. You know?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Phase 2 is coming up here soon. But yeah, I don't know. I just had this, I'm envisioning this. So do you watch the Grammys, or do you ever have aspiration for that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think we all do. I think that would be amazing. Yeah, did you guys watch last night? I watched part. You did? Mario. You can watch it on the internet.
Great Cardi B. Saw the highlights.
I had to support my teacher,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Will, why don't you, you were just talking about
Shout out to Antea and Anisha, A+. They just got a Grammy last night from Detroit. So, yeah.
Cool.
So cool.
Yeah, 2 songwriters they wrote for her debut album, Her. So, yeah.
She performed. That was a great performance.
Yeah, it was amazing performance.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that was cool. So Detroit was represented there. During
Congrats,
the
guys.
main show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. And a lot of times, and you hear them say that, like earlier today, because it's an all-day event, there's so many categories and so many different awards that they give out. So that was probably one that was given earlier, but it was cool that she got to perform. And
That's awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Detroit represented. Yeah.
Yeah, love it.
Love it. Yeah. And it's got to feel good for you, too. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, I was part of Dime. You
Oh
know, that's.
yeah. She was a big inspiration to me. I was honored to share the stage with her my final year there, playing percussion for her. And she just released an album too,
Okay.
called Pride. I think Pride, Liberty, in Detroit. I'm drawing a blank, but yeah. So it was an honor to play for her and just to watch her, and you know, it's always motivating to see your inspirations get that
Yeah.
award. So yeah.
Gives you hope there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Very cool. Yeah. Well, we don't have the Grammys are the huge thing, but we have our Detroit Music Awards
Yeah.
here, so which has been the Music Foundation, been going on for years and years. So,
Awesome.
well, good luck. Maybe we'll see when the voting comes out if you're with your debut, because I know a lot of people have new albums that came on, or I shouldn't say new, but albums that came out last year. So
Yeah.
keep our fingers crossed for you guys. You never
Thanks,
know.
Pam.
You never know. I'm gonna jump to my Pam exam.
I saw that jar. I was
I was a little nervous
wondering
when
about
I saw
that.
I'm like,
Everybody's
I just
nervous.
got, I
It's
just got,
no big deal.
just got PTSD
do
flashbacks to
good
high
with
school.
I'm a musician. That's all.
I
I'm
didn't
good at.
study for this test, guys.
I didn't know I was going to be tested. That was
That wasn't on the itinerary.
Annie. That wasn't in the release form.
You gotta warn somebody.
These are very random questions, just to, I mean, it's fun to sit here and talk about your influences
Yeah.
and, where you came from, how the music became your life and
Yeah.
everything. But these are a little different. These
Okay.
are just random, whatever. And of course, these are all directed for Sarah. But if you guys have something you want to throw out there, feel free, because you all have a microphone.
Yeah.
We'll let you cheat. We'll give you an
Okay.
answer. It's phone a friend. Phone a friend.
Phone a friend. Yeah.
Most of my friends are in this room, so.
All right, you have 3 lifelines here, so they're not that bad. All right, Mexican town, Greek town, or Cork town?
Oh, Mexican town.
Yeah,
All right, see, that was easy. See. All right, what puts you in your happy place?
Oh.
This.
Singing,
about to say
yeah.
music.
Performing, yeah.
Running. You ran
That
cross
puts me in my dark
Oh,
place.
I'm sorry. I get that. You know what? I'm gonna just.
That's how you know it's rough when Sarah's got great cardios. When you're like, Sarah, you okay?
Yeah, right.
Like,
So to practicing like a jogger.
yeah,
Is that how you release tensions and they can just go
I've been
for a
doing-
run?
Yeah, I've been doing that my whole life, so it's kind of just second nature to me at this point. Yeah.
Well, you gotta when you need some inspiration or you just need to let loose or whatever. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
put the shoes on and go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I was good at boxing or something because that's cooler and more fun. But I just go for a run.
You could get a lot of frustrations out if you were a boxer
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
and a lot of
Yeah.
concussions if you were a boxer.
Your craziest fan experience.
Ooh. What are you
Dave, what a sigh, Dave.
What a side.
crazy?
No, I can't. This is a family friendly program.
Right.
You
What are
can't.
you thinking of? I don't know.
No, man.
Honestly, I don't have any at this point. Anyone who is a fan, I'm like, you're not crazy. I love you. But I would say, and I'm gonna say this out of love, but we're all kind of laughing about it. Was we did a single release show at PJ's Lager House. Real hyped it up. Everyone's there. My whole family was there. My parents and everything. My grandparents. And, my dad was in the back. He's #1 fan. He's the best. But he was kind of, singing really loud the words to the song to the point where people are like, who is that? And I remember I was like,
CD's not even out yet. How does he know?
yeah, he knew all the words. And I was introducing one of the songs, just telling a story this is about wondering if your ex's new partner is better than yours, something. And my dad's like, no, it's not. And I'm just like, thanks, Dad. And I was cracking up. So pretty much my craziest fan right now is my dad. But
I love it.
Love him.
it'll probably always be that way. So.
I'm a fan of him, so
That's great. That's great. Gotta love them. Do you have a ritual before a performance?
Oh, probably
Maker's
just
Mark.
Maker's Mark. We always get Maker's Mark.
Maker's Mark?
Or tequila.
Yeah, it's whiskey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
that's something I really appreciate about Sarah. Is,
Yeah,
you know, you show up to the gig and she's got a bottle of Maker's Mark there and backstage, and you're like,
Really?
this is the gig.
She takes care of us for
yeah,
sure.
she does.
we
for
don't
sure.
always know that we're gonna get drink tickets, so
Yeah.
gotta take care of the vocal cords.
Warms you up. you
Yeah.
know.
Okay.
And basically just being
Yes.
really neurotic to everyone.
You're not
So,
bad. You're not bad.
So a shot of Maker's Mark before you go up. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Or two.
Couple. 3 tops.
Yeah.
3. The best kept secret in Metro Detroit.
Oh, in Metro Detroit?
Ooh.
I just went to this really good noodle place in Madison Heights. Have you guys been to Noodletopia?
No, I've heard of it. I've heard about it.
So I guess that was a secret. But I really
Noodletopia.
like that noodle
Okay.
place.
Yeah.
What's another secret?
The Rochester School of Art.
In Rochester Conservatory of
That's
Music.
clearly a good
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of anything.
Noble Fish too.
Noble fish.
Fish.
That,
Where's that at?
Clausen.
Oh, okay.
It's like a really good. It's a market, and then there's a sushi restaurant in the back.
Ah,
it's got like 3 tables. It's
Yeah.
great. It's
Yeah.
totally worth
there's
it.
a lot
So
of
good.
takeout, in other words.
Yeah.
First record you ever bought and first concert you ever attended.
Oh, I actually know this because someone asked me this the other day. The first record I bought was Destiny Fulfilled by Destiny's Child.
Mm-hmm.
And my first concert was Avril Lavigne at DTE.
Wow.
Oh.
I think the first record I ever bought with my money was All Star, the Smash Mouth, Astro Lounge. By the way, great record. Don't sleep
is.
on that record. It's a really good record.
Facts.
I know I'm gonna get a lot of crap for this later, but I
It's
love
on
that
film
album.
now.
I love that album. It's great.
You were
It was that
immortalized.
one, and then the first concert I ever saw was the Beach Boys.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Yeah,
That's a really good one.
yeah.
I can't really remember. Both my parents are musicians, so I didn't really. I went to concerts like all the time when I was young. I think I bought like a Beatles anthology record.
Okay.
That's gonna be my first record, and let's say who's it good? I saw Herbie Hancock when I was 6, like a solo set, Michigan Theater. Yeah,
Oh, nice.
yeah. I didn't know what I was.
You didn't even know what you were
I didn't
seeing.
even- yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
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 I would imagine because you've gone, your parents were taking you all this. It was probably no big deal.
I
It's like
yeah.
okay, another concert kind of thing, and not really taking in what you were seeing.
Right.
That
Just
kind of.
Herbie on
Yeah.
a Wednesday.
Yeah. It's no big deal. or anything.
Huh. Wow.
I think the first record I bought personally was Jimi Hendrix. Are You Experienced? Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Okay.
That kind of launched my music dreams of I can do anything in music. Inspired the hair. Yeah, and then
With the fro.
yeah,
with
go
the
with the
fro,
fro. That's my hashtag. Go with the fro. And then the first concert was Deep Purple. Deep Purple at DTE. Yeah, yep.
Are you a rocker then? You're in,
Yeah, I loved rock. I loved
That too.
I loved everything really. Honestly, it was a kind of a mixed bag.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
whatever I can get my hands on that was good. So
I think music is like food. If you're a chef, let's say, and all you know how to do is cook Mexican food, then like you're very limited in what food you can cook and how much of a chef you really are. It's like, oh, I just know how to do hamburgers and hot dogs. Like you're not a chef.
right.
If you're a musician, then you're checking out everything. It's like, oh yeah, I also love, Mozart's, Third Symphony, but I also am down for some trap music, or I also want to hear some Smash Mouth.
Yeah.
Migos. No, seriously. Like you check out like the playlists of some, a bunch of random musicians, and you'll be like, wait, what?
Yeah.
You'll like hear the music they play, but then see all the other random stuff they listen to. Mario's a prime example of this, actually, because Mario just has this like unreal eclectic, sense of music, and he just listens to everything. You're like, I don't know how many times Mario's turned me on to something that became my jam for the next month. Like I can't
Nice.
think of how many times that's happened.
I think it's
Probably-
like important, especially in like a band like Sarah's, where there's so many different sounds. Like we're also diverse in our likes of music that it comes through in the music
Yeah.
we play.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, you just take a little bit from everything, from all your experiences,
Yeah.
and then That's why sometimes there's a new name, a new genre.
Exactly.
It's like, what is that? You know, it's somebody bringing all these things together, and it's like a new name.
Yeah.
And that makes the music more interesting when you can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah. Cool. So in that, for example, Dave, what are some of the things that lately that Mario's turned you on that you didn't know about before?
Well, it's okay. Mario showed me this one band that I just rediscovered again because he showed it to me like in the summer, and it was my summer jam, and I just went back to it. It's a great band. They're called Sex on Toast.
Yeah.
It's a great band. They're really really good, and they're funny, but it's groovy. Let's check out the song "Oh Loretta."
Yeah.
Oh Loretta.
You kind of do like, they're so good that they can do kind of ironic things with music, but it's not even
It's not like
ironic. Like, I don't know how to describe it.
it's not like
Cheesy.
It's not tacky or anything. It's just so well done, so well produced,
or
and I think
pretentious. It's just fun.
yeah, it's just like very fun, and it's done at such a high quality. Yeah, so I forgot about that. Yeah, Oh Loretta, that's a great song. Check it out, Sex on Toast.
All right. Not familiar, but I'm going to check this one.
It's a great song.
Can't forget the name of that.
No,
band.
you can't. Yeah. But that bread thing, the bread something. Yeah. Oh, he's going to his
John's
studio.
going.
So
You gotta
that
reel me in sometimes.
that makes me curious, Mario. So where do you find all these new bands or
Well,
artists?
some new music. Actually, Sarah's great with new music. I do a lot of I love music like history, especially R&B and jazz and soul and pop. So I do a lot of digging in the past, and then I got people around me who always are exposing me to new things, like Sarah, for example, and I just bring that in. And I studied composition at Wayne State, and so lots of classical music. I love Bach and Brahms and all of them. So
You have a lot of records too.
lots of records.
Yeah.
Probably like 200 now.
Mm-hmm.
Vinyls.
200?
Yeah. Yeah. So
Go to record
He's an
stores and see what you can
yeah,
find.
all the record stores. Yeah. It's
Record
great.
shows, yeah.
Yeah.
They're popping up more and more, it seems like. More
Yeah.
people are getting back into the vinyl, which is cool.
Because there's some music that's only like you can only get it on vinyl now.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of stuff on streaming services, but there are some artists and songs that like you can only find in physical form.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of digging.
That's the fun part
Lot of
about it.
digging.
It's like
I
a
the
treasure
art
hunt.
of digging.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I do
Art of
appreciate, I love hip hop as well. I mean, Jay Dilla and Madlib and all these people who went, like, they did that. They went to the record store for hours and they found these obscure records. And I think there's something so great about appreciating, like we're saying, all these genres.
Right.
Genres?
Genres.
Genres.
It's like GIF
Yeah.
or GIF.
Tomato, tomato.
Very cool. And it'd be fun just to go into a store and say, okay, I'm just going to pick something random, not even going to know what it is and buy it and bring it home, and you may find something, a really good gem.
Yeah.
I do that every time I go into a record store. Seriously.
Yeah, we were doing that at PJ's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like I don't know what this is going to sound like, but I want to check this
It's
out.
good for sampling too. If you're making a sample track or something like that, like hip hop, you
Yeah.
just go in, grab a random track, and then sample it. So, yeah.
Yeah, you never know what you'll pick up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Might be a
And you
gem.
can spend hours and hours. And
Exactly.
that's the only bad thing is,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, I got to get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. If time and money didn't matter, what would you be doing besides music?
Oh.
Besides music.
Doing music, but going anywhere we wanted to play it.
Yeah.
Where would you like
Like-
to
I
go?
like that loophole.
Right now, the Bahamas or somewhere warm. Yeah, not Fire Festival.
Sorry. That is too
Still
I just
haven't
watched
seen that.
Oh my
Still
God.
haven't seen it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I think I would be like a recluse painter. I would just have a studio, and just like paint all day long, and like if you're talking about the fantasy world,
Yeah.
if I could sell my paintings for like $1,000 a pop, you know what I mean? Like artists do, or do they actually do that? Is that a real thing anymore? Only after I'm dead.
If money didn't
Yeah.
matter, would you still want to sell them?
I'd give them away. Actually, I give my paintings away to my friends all the time because I right now they're just in my house, and they're like hanging up on the wall, but I get tired of looking at it because I made it. I'm
Yeah.
like, someone else needs to see this.
Interesting.
Like, I'm just like, here, you take it.
Yeah.
Like somebody else. Like Mario's got a painting I made.
So does he do your cover? Did you do the cover for your CD?
Oh no, it's just a picture of me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
But yeah.
Might be like a chef. I like to cook.
What's your favorite to cook?
Man, my favorite. I like to make. Honestly, I like to make ribs, but it's not been the weather.
Alright,
And
you've been
Indonesian
holding
food.
out.
I'm part Indonesian, so I like making a lot of stuff that I
Okay.
grew up with.
Mario
Yeah.
told me about the soup that he makes that he was going
Lentil
to give me the recipe for, but he's like, there's this special spice that I'm not allowed to tell you what it is.
Yeah, if my
Like-
mom's listening, she told me I can't. It's an Indonesian spice. I mean, it's not just there. I mean, Southeast Asian, but I can't tell. So
Well, what's
yeah.
the point of giving you the recipe?
No, so no, seriously, this is what he said. This is how secretive it is. I was like, dude, I need that recipe. I want a good lentil soup. So I started making the recipe, and he's like, dude, I'll come over with like a nondescript plastic baggie full of the spice, and then you could put it in. And I'm like, man, what?
It's like a drug deal,
Yeah.
a spice deal.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
There's no-
Interesting.
No, there was no, going. He's like, no, this is how it is. You can't know. Okay, fine, I guess.
Okay.
Trying to think what I would do. I don't even know. I'd probably teach. And like run like a youth center or something like
Nice.
that for like especially like in Detroit, like that. Yeah.
Teaching music,
Yeah, teaching
percussion,
music
and all
and
that, yeah.
just allowing kids to go for their dreams,
Nice.
whatever it is.
Have
You know.
access.
Good for you.
Yeah.
You can still do that.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I teach.
Well, you
I
you
do.
were at Dime. Maybe they could use some more
Yeah,
teachers.
actually,
yeah.
since leaving Dime, I've taught everything from elementary up to high school
Oh,
as far as drums.
good for
So
you.
yeah.
You gotta share it.
Exactly.
what you-
you got to
pay it
give back.
forward.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
exactly.
All right. Another quick question here. Most memorable music moment. Oh, they're all quiet. Oh, come on! You've had to have a musical moment sometime.
I would say probably the first time that we had that show at PJ's, like playing with everybody and watching everything come together. Because when I was recording my album, it was very fragmented, and that was the first time playing the songs that I had wrote and seeing them come to life in such a bigger way, and
Yeah.
seeing people enjoying it and connecting with it. I think that was really big for me.
And hearing your dad in the background.
Yeah, always.
Very cool. Yeah, you get when you take all this time to produce the music and and write it and put your heart and soul into it, and then when something like that is like, wow, it happened.
Yeah.
This is real. Yeah.
Exactly.
I can
Yeah.
imagine that moment. It'd be good for
It's super special.
especially your very first album.
Mhm.
Yeah, definitely. How about we hear another song?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is actually a song that's unreleased.
Ooh.
So it's special for all the people who decided to tune in today. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's called You Got Me.
Okay.
First time that I saw you, boy, no one wanted you to be the one to destroy me, just destroy me. I thought that I had you made. Turns out you're the only one around who could play me. So just play me. You got me like the sand beneath the sea. And now my heart's unraveling. You got me so I can't like they know how to read me, break me completely. I don't wanna let go of myself, but I don't think I have to with you. I am closer to my truth. You got me like the sand beneath the sea, and now my heart's unraveling. You got me so I cannot speak. Oh, you got me. You got me. Oh, you. Ooh, what did you do? Got me running circles round you. Whatever you do, don't let my paper heart away from you. 'Cause you got me like the sand beneath the sea, and now my heart's unraveling. You got me so I cannot speak. Oh, you got me. You got me. You got me like a gambler's lucky streak. I roll the dice, take all of me. You got me so I cannot breathe. Oh, you got me. You got me. Oh, you.
Brand new song, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So are you working on a second album?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, we've got a lot of songs that we've been actually playing live that haven't been recorded yet. But yeah, I've actually just this week kind of got some wheels turning on a possible recording space. So
Okay.
It's in the works. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
And I would imagine you have, songs, a lot of songs.
Yeah.
Yeah. yeah. Most musicians are constantly writing, even though it may not be a finished song. But
Yeah.
and for as many years as you've been doing this, you just have one CD out, so you probably have some good things to choose from and
Yeah.
work on. So, do you have a date or a time frame for this next CD?
Not yet. I don't want to say, but yeah, I could see it happening, like unfolding within the next year.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. We'll be looking for that one. Yeah.
Yeah,
In
awesome.
the meantime, you have a new debut album out
Mhm.
and available at your website and probably everywhere that.
Yeah, it's
music
on
is-
all the streaming services, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, YouTube, like all the different
Yeah.
streaming services. And then I also have these cute little pink cassettes. And not a lot of people have cassette players, but like
No.
some people are starting to collect them again.
Really?
But I like to have them at shows because it's a way like you can buy the record and there's a download card in there too. So it's
Okay.
just like you're buying a physical copy of it, but you could still download the songs on your computer if you
Yeah.
don't have a cassette player. So
Well, interesting. The cassettes are coming back.
Yeah.
yeah,
Ooh, I got a lot of those.
yeah, hold on to it.
Okay. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Very cool. And are you playing anywhere in the near future that people can see you live?
Yeah, I have a solo set coming up. This group, Sound and Silence, does these things called Second Saturdays at Pop and Off World. It's that arcade above Checkered Bar.
Okay.
So I'm playing there on March 8th, and then we'll be playing together at the Loving Touch for, there's a band from Ypsilanti called Honey Monsoon, and they're having an album release party, and we're playing with some awesome local acts, White Bee and Keswa, along with them, and that's on March 21st. 22nd. Thanks, Will.
Good thing you got these guys.
I know. I was like, ballpark. If people look it up, they'll see I was wrong.
When you say solo, so do you just have what kind of music do you have backing you up? Lisa,
Oh, this is
or
gonna
what
be
do you do?
interesting. Yeah, it was weird. They told me that the stage is too small for a band, and they're like, "Yeah, it has to be solo." So,
Huh.
I did something like this actually, the day after my release party, it was so funny because like we just had this huge show with like the full band, and then the day after, I did this really small solo show at Trixie's where I was playing guitar. So I think I'm gonna do that.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you do play an instrument then? The guitar.
Yeah,
Okay.
limited. I play chords on guitar and piano, so I can accompany
Okay.
myself, but it's funner if Mario does it.
You guys should just get a long bench so you can sit next to him.
Yeah. We'll talk.
Well, go to her website to see how this gets resolved. All right, and which your website is? Sarah?
SarahMarieBarron.com. Yeah.
.com.
And I'm
Okay.
on Facebook, Instagram, everything.
Okay. Well, it's been a pleasure, and I'm so excited you guys came in here. It sounded wonderful. You guys, and I would love to. I'm going to check out when the full band is playing. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
That'll be.
We usually have a
Quite
drum set. So
Yeah.
it's usually a full kit.
But the cajon's a little more portable, so
a
that
little
makes
bit,
it nice.
little
Yeah.
bit, especially in the cold. So
I
Yes.
was wondering if I could do a full introduction of the band,
Oh,
like
absolutely.
first and last name. and
Absolutely.
a
Go
little-
ahead.
Okay. This is Dave Vasella, and
Hey.
he is an awesome singer as well as trumpet player, and he's in a project called Strictly Fine, and they just released an album too.
Okay.
So really cool. Check it out.
We just cut a new one.
They just cut a new one. Yep.
Yeah.
So they're very prolific. And then Mario Sulaksana on the keys, composer, starting his own project. And then Will Daniels on the drums, #go with the fro. Oh, he's on the cajon today.
yeah,
But normally he plays with a full drum set.
yeah.
But yeah, just want to like highlight like these guys are all like amazing musicians in their own rights and have their own projects going on too. So lucky to have them here with me.
Yeah. And it sounded great together. You guys are all amazing. So, and
Thanks,
especially you,
Pam.
Sarah. Yes, it was very nice having you in here. I do appreciate you coming in and playing for all of the viewers today. Do appreciate
Yeah.
that. So, and thanks to all of you out there in internet land. Appreciate you tuning in and watching. Yeah, there's a camera here too. And thanks for watching. Do appreciate that in our beautiful studios here at MusicTown in Hockeytown. Near our Lift Lounge. So again, thanks so much for tuning in. And until next time, I'm Pam Rossi. Have a great week.